All right, so let's talk about what makes, for me, what makes a great album, man. I'm just talking hip hop. Just like I said, we're talking about hip hop. For me, I feel like it's obviously preference, but it's about catching the vibe and you know what I'm saying, what you're into, your taste, man. Um, you know, it's all for me. The albums I call classic were albums that stuck with me through seasons. You know what I'm saying? As soon as it drops, I'm listening to it for at least I'm listening to it forever, but like I'm listening to it for at least that next year and the months leading into the year after that. Like that's a classic album to me. Like when you're around your friends, cousins, brothers, sisters. You know what I'm saying, and that music is the background music. That's what I feel like a great album is. You know what I'm saying? Something that you remember fond memories. You know what I'm saying? And one of that, I mean, I was just thinking about Snoop Dogg's album. Like, and I know I was looking to see which one was the one that everyone considers the greatest, right? The Dogfather, right? Like the Dogfather was dope. Like they came out like I think mid 90s. Um, and I was in tune to hip hop, but I was a kid though. I wasn't like I was When Dogfather came out, I was maybe 6 or 7. So I wasn't really, you know what I'm saying? I was listening to hip hop, but I wasn't like consuming it from a personal, you know what I'm saying, in a personal situation. I wasn't like moving around with it, being that I was a little kid. So um, that's a classic album. I heard that everywhere when I was a kid, and the one before that. But for me, the um, the Snoop Dogg albums, that's my cat. The Snoop Dogg albums that I really like when I was a teenager and up, like really listened to, and like to this day, like are still my favorite Snoop Dogg albums are Snoop Dogg the last. Oh, you see, this dude is. Oh, you just want some attention. Let me give it more. Snoop Dogg, Snoop Dogg, the last meal, the blue carpet treatment. Excuse me, blue carpet treatment. Um, Pay the cost to be the boss. Um, oh, and my absolute favorite, man. My absolute favorite has to be Rhythm and Gangster. Rhythm and Gangster, man. That is a classic. Rhythm and Gangster. I wanted to be in the video, you guys, so I put them in here. Flokis. Remember, like, all those albums, with the exception of The Last Meal, I remember being around my cousins and older cousins and just vibing out and just, playing ball and doing whatever and just having a good time. But those were the soundtracks. The Snoop sound was the soundtrack of our life, you know what I'm saying, when those came out, because they were classics. Yeah, it was a soundtrack to our life in that moment in time. And, yeah, man. And that's when he was messing with Pharrell. I feel like that's right around those three albums. That's right around the time he started messing with Pharrell and just made everything just seem like a dope vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like very very melodic beats, and it's pretty awesome because thinking about it as far as like Snoop getting with Pharrell, there's only so many times I can remember where an artist got with a producer and reinvented himself so later in his career. Yeah, so late in his career. Excuse me. The only other example I can compare it to is when Freddie Gibbs, excuse me, started working with Madlib. You know what I'm saying? These last couple albums. Um, Specifically Pinata and Bandana, like you just like damn, because that's when I really started listening to Freddie Gibbs as far as that's concerned. But I wanted to cut through and say I didn't listen to Pinata. That's not what really got me into his music. It was Bandana, and then I got Alfredo, and Alfredo was another classic. So as far as I'm concerned, he had three classics. Yeah, but as far as Snoop's concerned, man, I mean, that's when you know you're like a greatest of all time. You have multiple albums that someone can consider like great. You know what I mean? And but it's Snoop Dogg, so y'all know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know.